Hey, it's the Fort Worth Playboy.
And my Playboys Bunny.
And welcome to our podcast where we discuss pickup, game, relationships, and...
Sex.
And today we're going to talk about slowing down. Slowing down to attract women. And it comes from a tweet that I put out called Walk Slower, Talk Slower, Move Slower.
I love how slow you're trying to
Don't
do
ask me how or why, but it works to attract girls. And I got this from Royce, and he was like very adamant about alphas move a little bit slower.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not so much that they move slower than normal. They're not frantic about anything.
That's the key.
And it's that self-possession, and they're at their own pace.
Think Don Draper on Mad Men. He's never rushing. He never rushes to do anything. The world revolves at his pace, period.
So, and that's what and it doesn't mean too slow, because like a lot of guys came in with comments of like, the worst thing for a young man is to move slow or to walk slow. But it's more like moving with a sense of purpose and confidence. And you don't have to do it all the time.
Yeah.
You can slow your movements down and your cadence of speaking when you're with a girl.
Yeah.
You know, it's just kind of like changing your frame. When you're actually doing seduction, you can slow everything down. Movements.
This is throwing me off.
Yeah, it's throwing me off.
Let's just talk normally.
I can't help it. We talk slower, walk slower. You got to move. And that's another thing is also, just a couple of minutes after that, I was like, just a reminder, is when you're out on a date, you got to slow down because the girl's in heels.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize this until one day I was walking with Bunny. And we were at the gym, of all things, because I think you were getting ready to go out or do something. But you were in heels. And so I'm like striding. And, you know, there's all these mirrors. And I look in the mirror, and she's behind me. And she's literally running in heels to keep up. She's not saying anything. She's just running.
I could run a marathon in heels.
Yeah. And so you're going to have to slow down your walk anyway when you're with a girl. But the slower talk, it just works. And just like Bunny said, you know, it conveys that you're the center of your universe. Women love selfish and self-possessed men. Mm-hmm. And there were some other guys that jumped in with basically the same thing, you know. And it's really what it's not, because what happens is girls are so used to being around guys that are nervous or frantic or manic, and they move fast. They gesture quickly, and they talk quick, and it seems like they're out of control. You know, it's almost like a manic energy, and that makes girls nervous.
Yeah.
It's not sexy. So
no, it's not sexy. What it boils down to from a female perspective is whenever guys are overly excited when they're in. And this is like first impressions kind of stuff. This isn't necessarily once you get to know each other. Yes, you can just be yourself, you know, a little bit more. But when you're on those first several dates, let's say, or those first few encounters, just like slowing your text cadence doesn't show shows lack of desperation. You being manic, frantic, you know, overly excited. We are used to, as females, guys pouring all over us when they're excited by us, when they're attracted to us. We're used to fast talk, and it's desperate. It oozes desperation, and nothing is sexy about it. It's just like, and you would think the opposite would be true, because the opposite is true with guys. When girls are excited to be around you and excited to see you, that's an indication of interest. It is, so just like everything else in this intersexual dynamics, guys tend to assume that what works for them works in the opposite, and it's usually just the opposite.
And if you think of an interesting couple, if you see a couple out that are really getting along, he'll be leaning back.
Yeah.
He might have his arm over the chair.
Yeah.
She'll be leaning in.
Yes.
and she'll be kind of like, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And he'll respond kind of lackadaisical, slowly.
Yeah.
And then she's on to the next thing.
And a lot of times he's almost like, what would you say, like humored by her? Like
exactly.
Like it's so cute that she's doing this right now. Like
Yeah.
like a kid.
Yeah.
Like a kid telling you a story.
We call it amused mastery. He feels amused by her because he's a master of her and his domain.
Yeah.
You know? That's good. But that's what I'm trying. Yeah, the excitement. And that was a couple of the comments by women in that thread too, was the overly excited guy turns us off because it does reek of
other
desperation.
girls said that
I saw
too?
one or two just like that.
Very cool.
That's how they described it, was the overly excited guy. It's desperate, you know, and it makes them nervous too.
Yeah, that's what I had said too.
That's
Cool.
interesting. It's interesting how y'all all see the same thing.
Well, because it's universally
Yeah.
true. It's disgusting. Don't do it.
So I know this sounds crazy, but you can practice this stuff, you know, so you don't actually like slow it down too much.
Yeah, we're not trying to get you to sound like you've got like brain damage, literally.
That's funny because somebody did relate a story. They said he had a buddy who had brain damage, who did everything slow. And he said, I never saw the guy without a new hot girl. He said the guy literally had brain damage.
Because he literally couldn't. He didn't have the
Everything
gear.
he did was slow.
That almost seems wrong.
That's funny. And that's the real deal. That's how effective it is.
Yeah.
It'll be good for you because just like we always say, do less texting, less talking, less attention.
Yeah.
And you'll probably hit it just right.
Perfect.
If you consciously, mentally slow everything down, you'll probably hit it just right.
Yes.
You know.
You'll find that happy
It'll
spot.
take that edge off.
Yeah.
So guys, if you like this podcast, please hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and share with your friends.
Share with your friends. And check out the links that we have below because there's a lot of good shit down there and we want you to win, but I think that you'll find some stuff down there that you would appreciate that we put out.
Perfect.
We want you to win. Bye.